Hi, I'm Greg Hunter, and this is the weekly news wrap-up for Friday, September 14th, 2012. I really only want to concentrate on two stories today: the Federal Reserve and their latest money printing extravaganza, and the Middle East. Let's start with the Fed. They've announced today $40 billion a month they're going to print up and buy sour debt. Now, they say this is to help hold interest rates down. It probably will. They also say it will help, spur employment. No, it won't. Not according to economist John Williams of shadowstats.com. According to him, all they're doing is propping up the banking system, mostly the big banks. And if you haven't seen this interview, you should go on the site and listen to John Williams. He says hyperinflation is on the way by the end of 2014. And even if he's wrong, and I don't think he is, we're still going to have big inflation. There is no question. Look what happened today in gold and silver. Boom, boom. A couple of bottle rockets today that just shot up. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to go up and stay up. Nothing goes up in a straight line, but going to be a lot of days where gold and silver go up. And if you couple that with what went on over in Europe, the Germans caved. Their high court said, sure, European Central Bank, print all the money you want. And actually, they said they were going to do unlimited bond buying. They're going to print unlimited money. So I don't see how you could be long the dollar or long the euro. At the very least, we're going to have big inflation, and inflation is destabilizing. I mean, look what happened in pre-World War II Germany, that things got so bad their currency went to nothing, and it basically made way for Hitler. I mean, things got so bad they thought what he was saying was a good idea. Of course, it was a terrible idea, and it brought catastrophe to the European continent, and it was terrible. And the Germans, there has to be some Germans over there who are mad as heck that the High Court approved this. But that said, on both sides of the Atlantic, they're printing currency to bail out banks. That's all there's to it. And gold and silver are going to go much higher. Next up, the Middle East. Let's just start with this headline in yesterday's paper. It says, hey, we hate America. We hate America. We hate America. Hey, aren't those folks our friends? I mean, didn't we back the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt? Didn't we back, Al-Qaeda rebels, Al-Qaeda-backed rebels in Libya? Aren't we backing Al-Qaeda-backed rebels in Syria? What could go wrong? Well, our embassy in Egypt was attacked, and our embassy in Libya was attacked. Senator Bill Nelson, he is a Democrat on the Senate arm on the Senate Intelligence Committee, says, well, that's the work of Al-Qaeda. What kind of foreign policy are we running? We basically get behind what are known terrorists, at least on the State Department's terror watch list, Al-Qaeda, Muslim Brotherhood, terrorists, and we back them to overthrow countries. Of course, we backed the Al-Qaeda terrorist in Libya, at least partly, and we captured Muammar Gaddafi, the leader of Libya, and he ended up getting a couple of bullets in the head. That's a war crime. He was captured. He wasn't fighting. He was captured. Anybody go to jail over that? No. We're also backing, Al-Qaeda rebels in Syria. And the Russians, I told you this last week, how the Russians said, hey, basically, they said, when you back terrorists, this could blow up in your face. Basically what they said. Well, surprise, it did on 9/11/2012. And we lost that ambassador, Ambassador Stevens. I'm sorry for his family. Sorry for the other people who died in Libya. But, when you lay down with dogs, you get fleas or killed. And here's the weirdest thing in the world. Now, we're back in Al-Qaeda terrorists in Libya and also in Syria. And hey, look at what happened in Yemen this last week. Huh? Can you see that? Huh? Yeah. Let me get it all nice and focused really good for you here. Let's just get it all focused in. Missile kills Al-Qaeda top official in Yemen. Missile kills Al-Qaeda top official in Yemen. And listen, I'm going to tell you these stories about Al-Qaeda, the U.S. Al-Qaeda and Al-Qaeda, widely reported in Libya, New York Times, L.A. Times, Financial Times, CBS, and widely reported, also widely reported in Syria, widely reported. What kind of a foreign policy is this? Next up, and last but not least, Israel. Remember a few weeks ago I said, well, there's a kind of a feud, there's a real rift growing between Israel and the U.S. and Netanyahu's administration and the Obama administration. Oh, they put out stories a few weeks ago. Oh, relations between Israel and the United States have never been closer. Well, this week they're reporting an open feud. And it's over the timing of an attack on Iran's nuclear program, which it says it's for the peaceful production of energy. And, Netanyahu is now saying, hey, we're waiting for what? When are we going to do this? We're waiting for what? The negotiations with the UN have broken down over the nuclear program in Iran. And things are not looking good. And, when you have two big allies, Israel, U.S., gnawing at each other, that ain't good. Really, not good at all. The whole thing is a tinderbox, and it is not getting better. And that should stay on your radar. I'm Greg Hunter. Thank you for supporting USAWatchdog.com.